Hey everybody, it's Luke over at Galaxy Tech Review, and today I've got a product from KeeKoon. This is their model KK005 1080p Wi-Fi camera. You can check it out on Amazon at the time of this review for $69.99, and I'll have that link in the description below where you guys can check it out. We're going to get into this right away, so stay tuned, and I'll be right back. Once you get everything out of the box, this is what you get, and you get a lot of it. You obviously get the IP camera itself in the middle there. You do get some mounting hardware, and this is, of course, so that you can mount your camera either on the wall or the ceiling. It's angled and adjustable, so you can pretty much put it in any place that you would like to get the, just the right angle of what you want to look at. Now, this camera also does tilt and pan, so you can pretty much leave this in the corner of the room and almost catch everything that you could possibly want anyway. They do give you a LAN cable here. You're going to need this for your initial setup. You're going to want to plug the camera in to the LAN cable, and then the other end of the LAN cable into your router, and then you'll use the app to configure your Wi-Fi. Once you do that, you can unplug the LAN cable and you can put it wherever you want. Now, here is a proprietary cable. This is your power cable. It's a 5-volt 2-amp power source. You're going to need to have this plugged in at all times. There are no batteries in the IP camera, so you're just going to have it plugged in somewhere. The cable length is pretty long, though, and gives you some good room to work with. Now, they've got a driver disk here. Now, this driver disk is for Windows-based PCs or tablets, so that you can use Windows CMS software to monitor whatever you would like to through the camera. If you want to use your PC to look instead of your mobile device, you certainly can do so. Mac users, I think you're out of luck on that one. Here's your quick start guide. This is a very well written quick start guide. You can see their URL website at the bottom of that page there. I'll have that in the description. You're going to want to download either for iOS or Google Play Store, or you can even get the Android APK file and sideload it if you want to, just by scanning either one of these codes and getting the KeeKoon app that way. Now, again, here is our little demographic just to show you kind of that you want to set this up by hooking your camera into your router, and then you'll use the app. And then once we get to the app, you'll open up Wi-Fi config as they have outlined there. It only works on 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi, by the way. And once you have Wi-Fi config open, you can select your Wi-Fi, put in your password, save it to the camera, and then once you're done that, you can unplug the LAN cable and you'll be good to go. So pretty easy setup. Just have to do it by LAN cable to get it set up. This is a Windows CMS software operation. This will allow you to view multiple cameras, set your recording path, and that type of thing if you want to use it on PC or Windows tablet. Taking a look at the actual camera itself, this is a pretty cool camera. I like the build quality on it. I wish they went with a matte finish versus this glossy finish, because it's got kind of a fingerprint magnet, but you're not going to really be touching it that much. You've got your tilt and your pan here. You can do up to 355 degrees and up to 85 degrees, so you can pretty much capture whatever you want from any angle in the room. If we take a look at the back, you're going to see a speaker on the back that also has a microphone, so there is two-way voice communication and sound communication. You do have a LAN cable hookup here. Obviously, you're going to be wanting to plug that in to get it set up initially. You're going to have a microSD card slot. It will support up to 64 gigabyte cards. Your antenna for your Wi-Fi there is also located on the back, and as well on the right-hand side, you're going to have that 5-volt 2-amp input, and then on the left side you actually have an aux output. If you want to set a speaker up to it or something else up to it, you can do that. So they add a few different things. Some nice feet on this. This sits very well on a table. Again, you could set this up in the corner of the room and pick up pretty much anything. You're going to see a hole in the middle. That's for your mounting, and again, you can mount it to the ceiling or the wall and have it at any angle that you would like to catch whatever you need to. So they give you plenty of options with this particular setup here. Also, again, with that pan and tilt, you can really get almost any angle that you can think of, and it works very well, which you'll see here with the app in just a second. you're going to see a reset hole on the bottom as well, and that you'll hold down while it's powered in to reset everything. You're going to have your app password, web password, and everything listed on the bottom, and they're just defaults. You will have the option to change those within the app. So let me get the app set up real quick, and I will be right back for a live demonstration. Okay, so now that we have the camera set up, again, you're going to want to hook it up to your LAN with the LAN cable. You can do that right in the back here. And you'll hook that into your router. And you'll turn the camera on, and once it's on, you'll go into the app. Now, if we take a look at the app, this is the KeeKoon app. I'll show you what the icon looks like. There's the KeeKoon app. It's got a double K on it. You'll open that up, and of course now my camera is online. And that is because what I did once I added the camera, I'll use this little plus button up here at the top to add the camera, and I will do search LAN, and that's, you know, when it was wired, I did search LAN and then OK, and then it came up in the actual listing here, and now my cam is listed as online. Now there's a little cogwheel next to it that you're going to be able to configure your Wi-Fi in. This is really simple. You're just going to click on it. You're going to get a few different things. You have alarm, modify device, delete device, and reconnect. And then under advanced configuration, you're going to have a ton of different things that you can set up. You have your alarm configuration, and of course your Wi-Fi configuration, and that's what you're going to do is set up your Wi-Fi, and you're going to use this drop-down box for your SSID. Of course, mine's Galaxy Tech Review, and then you're going to want to add your password in and click OK. And once you do, then you are set up on the Wi-Fi. That's uploaded to the camera, and then you can unhook your LAN cable and plug it in anywhere you want to in the house. Now this is your SD card record configuration. You can either turn it on or off if you have a local SD card installed. It gives you a few options there, including formatting of the card. You do have your PTZ configuration. You can do it on high or normal, or the slider bar on the lowest, depending on how fast you want that to go as you swipe over the screen. You do have your IR LED. You can have that on dark, normal, or bright, and leave it on auto, and that's where I set it. Your time configurations is where you'll set your timestamps, what your time zone you're in, daylight savings time, or you can use the device time to sync with the app, which is what I'll do right now, and it'll sync right up. Miscellaneous settings, there are a bunch of things you can do on here. There's a work LED. You can have that on, off, or flicker if you want. You can set that there, and then you can change your P2P access password, and you can of course reboot the device if you need to as well. So let's take a look at the camera. That's what everybody's been waiting for. We'll tell you if you have your default camera access password, you can change it for security. I'm going to skip that for now, and we're going to load up the camera. And of course the camera is looking at me recording it. So not a lot of action here, but you can see from the camera that we do get a really good picture here, and this is in the HD format. Now you can notice some lines on the screen. Those lines on the screen will not be there in your setup. I have an overhead LED bar, light bar that interferes with the lens on the camera, so you don't have to worry about seeing those in practical use. You have HD, different resolutions you can drop down here. You've got some presets that you can set up and load as well if you want to. Then if I swipe on the screen, you can see that I can pan left and right if I want to do that, or up and down if I need to as well. And it's pretty responsive. Again, the lines are a little bit more visible here, but again, you won't have to worry about those lines in your video just because you won't have an overhead LED bar interfering with that frequency. So you can see it pans and tilts very well. I can cover the entire room if I want to with just a few swipes here. You've got some things that you can adjust. Over here you've got an IR LED. You can turn that on automatically right from the app. So now we're in night mode. Obviously we're going to have good visibility because it's lit in the room, but it does a good job at night as well. You've got your contrast settings here that you can set. It's just a slider bar. You can set those higher or lower depending on how you want the picture to come out. You also have a brightness bar as well. So overall, you've got some pretty good adjustments you can do to the image itself. The image that is coming over here is a little delayed just because of the way that I'm recording. It's very smooth on my side, as well as what you're seeing is going to be a little bit delayed because of the recording and of course what we do in post. You're going to see here, you tap at the bottom, you've got a speaker icon, and you also have an icon for a microphone. So if I want to hold this icon down now, I can actually send my voice from my phone to the speaker on the camera itself. And of course, if I have the speaker on, I can hear everything that's going around that the microphone picks up. I can use this little button here to take a snapshot of whatever I'm looking at. And this one will record video. And now I'm recording this straight to my phone, not to the local SD card slot. So that's very cool that you can do it. You can run this whole entire thing without an SD card slot. Another thing you've got here is flipping the image both ways, upside down or left to right, depending on how you have this configured. So that is very cool. If you mount this upside down somewhere, you can always, of course, flip the image so that you can see it the correct way up and down. Another thing that I want to show you again, and I think is a great thing that they have here, is that it works very well in landscape and or portrait. Obviously in landscape, you're going to get a better picture and overall just a better use of the app in general. So that's about it for my review of this camera setup and the app that goes with it. I think KeeKoon did a good job. The app itself does a very, very good job at giving you a bunch of different functions and functionality. The pan and the tilt work excellent. The HD quality looks great, even remotely on my phone. And overall, I think they did an excellent job with the hardware and with the software itself. So that's my review of the KeeKoon KK005 1080p HD Wi-Fi camera. Again, you can check it out on Amazon for an awesome price of $69.99. Not a bad price for what this camera offers. I really did enjoy a lot of things about this camera. Two-way audio communication, full pan and tilt controls, a very nice 1080p HD image comes through on this camera. The fact that you can use this remotely, so you're not just hooked up to your LAN, you can actually use this and access this from your mobile phone anywhere in the world. I think they did an awesome job on the camera itself, hardware-wise, and the app itself is not bad at all. It's got a lot of different options, including brightness, contrast, being able to automatically turn on your IR LED, your pan and tilt by just swiping across the screen. Overall, this is a pretty solid outing by KeeKoon, and I'm definitely giving it a thumbs up. This was Luke from Galaxy Tech Review. If you have any questions or comments about this camera, please leave them in the comment section below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Remember to like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so because that always helps me out. And I'll check you guys out on the next video.